No one really tells you what happens to your confidence. When you lose your job, they talk about finances. They talk about resumes, they talk about how to answer. Tell me about yourself in interviews. But no one talks about what it feels like to sit alone with the echo of that loss. Wondering where your value went. Wondering why your voice feels smaller. Why your ideas suddenly feel like guesses. Why you second guess everything. Why things that used to feel easy, writing, speaking, planning, reaching out, now feel heavy and strange. It's because confidence is not just a mindset, it's a muscle. And when you go through loss, especially a sudden one like being laid off or rejected, that muscle can tear not because you're weak, but because something in you trusted that your effort would protect you. Something in you believed that hard work was enough. Something in you believed that if you showed up, delivered results, stayed loyal, tried your best, you would be safe. And when that belief breaks, so does your footing. You don't just lose a job. You lose a piece of the identity that held you together. You lose the rhythm that gave your days shape. You lose the feedback loops that reminded you that you're good at what you do. And without those anchors, confidence can fade fast. You find yourself staring at the screen, wondering where that old fire went. You try to start something and then stop. You try to speak up and then shrink. You try to believe in your abilities, but the silence is loud. This is the part no one trains you for. The part where rebuilding confidence becomes more important than rewriting your resume. The part where what you believe about yourself matters more than what you list on a document. And here's the most important truth you need to hear right now. Confidence doesn't come from knowing you'll win. It comes from showing up when you don't know what will happen and doing it anyway. You don't wait to feel confident to move. You move to become confident again. You rebuild it through action, through repetition, through courage, in moments that feel small to others, but enormous to you. Confidence is not found in the job offer. Confidence is found in the moment you press send on that application, even though you're scared. It's found in the interview where your voice shakes, but you speak anyway. It's found in the conversation where you admit, I'm not sure where I'm going next, but I'm trying. It's found in the days where you rest, not because you've given up, but because you've chosen to recover without shame. Real confidence is built in the dark, in the days no one sees, in the moments where no one claps. And you're in that part now, the invisible work, the healing, the returning, the remembering. So how do you move when your confidence is gone? You simplify, you shrink. The gap between thought and action. You stop waiting to feel like your old self again, and you start creating safety for the self you are now. You lower the bar not because you're less capable, but because self-trust grows. In the space between effort and expectation, you make one small promise to yourself today. You keep it, then tomorrow you make another. That's how trust is rebuilt. That's how confidence comes back. Not from praise, not from proving, but from consistency, from the quiet act of choosing yourself again and again. Maybe your confidence isn't gone. Maybe it's just buried under exhaustion. Maybe it's just taking a breath. Maybe it's been bruised, but not broken. Maybe it's waiting for you to stop measuring your worth by external outcomes. Maybe it's waiting for you to stop being so hard on yourself. You are allowed to not be at your best right now. You are allowed to be in process. You are allowed to feel unsure and keep going anyway. You are allowed to show up with doubt in your hands and say, let's try again. You are not a fraud. You are not broken. You are not a failure. You are rebuilding. And rebuilding is not weakness. It's wisdom in motion. You are someone who is choosing to keep walking, even when the ground feels unsteady. And that is courage. That is strength. That is proof of your resilience. You don't have to pretend to be confident. You just have to be honest. Honest with yourself, honest with others. Honest in your effort, because authenticity creates the space where confidence returns, not the fake kind. Not the polished corporate kind. The quiet kind, the grounded kind. The kind that says, even if I don't have the answer, I trust myself to face whatever comes. That's who you're becoming. Not the most impressive version of you, but the most integrated in that version. They may walk slower, but they walk steadier. They may not know what's next, but they know what matters now. They don't hustle to earn approval. They move from truth. They speak from depth. They ask for what they need. They rest without shame. They choose courage in micro moments. And slowly, sometimes without even realizing it, they become confident again from the inside out. So if your confidence feels like it disappeared, don't panic, don't spiral. Don't shame yourself, just take one breath. Then one step, then another. This is how you come home to yourself. This is how you reclaim your voice. This is how you rise, not through pressure, but through presence. You're not behind. You're rebuilding, you're not small. You're healing, you're not lost. You're remembering, and confidence, it's not gone. It's growing again right beneath the surface. One small act of self-respect at a time. Keep going, you're doing better than you think. There's a strange feeling that comes when you lose your job or when you're in transition, not just between careers, but between who you were and who you're becoming. It feels like the world keeps moving while your life has stopped. People post promotions announcements, office photos, conference selfies. Excited to share, I've started a new role. And you sit there staring at your screen, wondering how they're doing it, wondering why your inbox is silent, wondering why your life feels like it's been put on hold. And the lie starts to whisper, softly at first, then louder each week. You're falling behind. Everyone is building something but you. You need to get back in the game before it's too late. And underneath all of that noise is a deeper fear that you're not really living right now. That this waiting season, this quiet chapter, this undefined space is wasted time. Time that doesn't count. Time when nothing meaningful can happen. And that's where the danger lies. Not in the job loss, not in the stillness, but in the belief that your life is on pause. Because it's not even close. Your life is happening right now in this season. In this slowness, in this space between what was and what will be. It may not be loud, may not be glamorous. It may not be what you planned, but it is real, it is meaningful, and it matters. You are still breathing. You are still becoming, you are still shaping the foundation of who you're going to be next. This season isn't a pause, it's a recalibration, a realignment, a remembering. It's a sacred invitation to look at your life without the noise of urgency or external performance, to ask deeper questions, to listen for softer answers, to release identities that were rooted in proving, chasing, achieving, and to rediscover who you are without the roles, without the title, without the schedule that once made you feel valid. You are not on pause, you are in process. And process is where transformation happens. This is the part of the story that no one claps for yet. The part where you confront your fears, where you meet your self-doubt with compassion, where you let go of timelines and learn to trust the timing of your own unfolding. The truth is, we live in a world addicted to the visible, to the measurable, to the fast. But the deepest shifts in your life will almost never be visible at first. They will happen in the way you talk to yourself, in the way you hold your own hand when everything feels uncertain, in the way you show up to your day with care, even when no one is watching. That's not a pause, that's a deep and vital movement, one that will shape every decision you make from here. So instead of trying to rush out of this season, what if you leaned in? What if you chose to live fully in this space, instead of waiting for life to start again? What if you gave yourself permission to slow down without shame, to rest without guilt, to explore without urgency? What if you created not to impress, but to express? What if you moved not to catch up, but to come home to yourself? You don't need a job offer to validate your momentum. You don't need an audience to make this part of your life meaningful. You are already in motion internally, emotionally, spiritually. And yes, there will be days when it feels like nothing is changing, but every breath you take with presence is a step forward. Every time you choose honesty over performance, you're rewriting your story. Every time you choose to believe in possibility, even quietly, you're creating a future rooted in truth. And that future, it doesn't come from waiting for permission. It comes from choosing to be alive now, even in the fog, even in the unknown, even when you don't have answers. So know your life is not on pause. Your identity is shifting, your values are solidifying, your energy is resetting, your heart is healing, your boundaries are clarifying, your direction is deepening, your story is expanding. Something sacred is being written in this season, and just because it doesn't look like the chapters before doesn't make it any less valid. Maybe this is the first chapter where you stop outsourcing your self-worth, the first chapter where you stop pretending to be okay when you're not. The first chapter where you let softness be your strength. The first chapter where you realize that being present is more powerful than being productive. The first chapter where you trust yourself again. Don't miss this, don't rush past it. Don't discount the quiet. The world will try to make you feel like you're wasting. But the world doesn't know the work you're doing inside. And that work, that unseen, unmeasurable work, that's the kind that lasts. That's the kind that changes everything. So take a deep breath, unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders and ask yourself, not how do I get out of this season, but how can I live inside it? What beauty have I been too busy to notice before now? What dreams have I pushed aside because I was always rushing? What kind of life do I want to build, not just chase? What kind of presence do I want to embody, whether or not anyone else sees it? These questions matter, your answers matter. This season matters, you are not behind. You are not invisible, you are not on pause. You are evolving in real time. You are preparing for a return that is rooted, not rushed. You are creating a life that is authentic, not performative. You are rediscovering what it means to live, not just succeed. So let the world move fast. You move true, let others post their highlight reels. You write your real story. Let this be the chapter where you learn to stop waiting to be chosen and instead choose yourself every single day. No matter what your inbox says, no matter how long this takes, no matter who's watching, because your life isn't paused, it's present, and that is powerful.